Hello guys, Sarthik this side. Welcome to Code with Me YouTube channel. So from today we will be starting with our 100 days code challenge. And so for today our topic will be linked list, and I will be covering different data structures. But for today we will be starting with our linked list, and today we will cover basic introduction, what is a linked list, and how what is there inside linked list. And these are some topics that we are going to study today, that is how we can uh, implement a linked list. And inside this there are basically three types of linked list that we are going to study, that is single lane linked list, and DLL, that is double linked list, and third one is circular linked list. So these are the three main types of linked list that we are going to study in this playlist. Then we will see how we can create, then what is the structure, or how we the of a linked list, how the linked list looks like. So we are going to study this today, and how we can convert an array to a linked list, and how we can, what is a pointer, because in linked list there is a major concept of pointer, there is a major use of pointer. So you should be aware of what a pointer is. So let's begin. So first of all, what is a linked list? So a linked list is basically, it is a linear data structure that is there. So you will always remember that linked list, it is a linear data structure that is used, and it is basically a collection of, you can also say that linked list is basically a collection of nodes. So what is a nodes? I will tell you. So these are nothing but what we call as nodes. Okay, so you can consider this as a node. So a node is basically nothing but, you can consider it as a rectangle where this node has two fields. First is the first block basically contains the data. So keep this thing in mind. The first will contains the data. This might be of any data type, and the second one basically contains the pointer. So what is a pointer? Let me explain you first that. Then we will see further about linked list. So what is a pointer? So pointer is basically nothing but, it is basically something that points to the memory address of a particular element or a data. So let me give an example. So suppose if you have an integer data type, sorry. So suppose you have an integer data type with value x is equal to 3. Okay. So how behind the scene in the memory, how it looks like is, this is our uh, stack, where, not stack exactly, this is our, suppose this is inside our memory. What is there inside his memory are is, this is basically what we call as code area, code component. This is our stack, and this is our heap. Okay, so these are the three things that you should always remember, that inside a memory there are these three components. First is the code component, second is the data component, sorry, the stack component, and third one is the heap component. So what happens when I declare like int x is equal to 3 is, what happens is, it will inside the memory, or basically inside the stack. So whenever you create a static variables, so what happens is, it will basically get stored inside the stack, and whenever you will create a node, that will be there inside the stack only. Okay, so what happens is, this will basically create a take up memory. This will basically x, and this will contains the value 3. So basically inside the memory, this is our memory, and inside the memory an address is basically allotted to this particular variable x, and that will be in hexadecimal format. Okay, so this, you might be aware of that. And so what is a pointer? A pointer basically means that if I create a pointer variable, how you will create a pointer variable? By using the dot star notation. Okay, so I will create a pointer variable p is equal to, sorry, so if you will create a pointer variable p, that will basically hold the address of, this is how you will write a pointer variable. This is int star p, this is basically the notation. This is basically, p is basically a pointer that is holding, and basically means that is holding, or we can say reference to that particular variable x, holds the address of this variable x. So this is what it means by the pointer. So what behind the scene it looks like is, it will basically, this is a pointer. So basically, suppose if inside this memory x has a value of 3 and suppose its address is 1900. Okay, let's take it as an example. So basically p will hold 1900. Okay, and if you will print p, so it will give you 1900, and if you will print and of x, it will also print 1900. It's the same value. Okay, which is basically an address. So this address is basically in hexadecimal format, like x something like this. So we will see this in when we visit in our VS Code. We will see that. So this was all about pointer. So this is completed. So now let's talk about more about linked list. So what exactly is a linked list is? A linked list, as I already said, that it is basically a collection of nodes, where a node is basically something like this, where it has two fields. First which contains the data, and second which contains the pointer. Pointer basically means the address of the next node. Okay, so like this basically points to address, and whatever will be the last node, it will point to null. Null basically means that's not pointing to anything. And always remember, the first node inside our linked list is always, we call it as a head. Okay, so this was some of the terminologies that you should be aware of. So that's why I took this lecture, so that you must be aware of the basic things about linked list. Okay, so next is this was about linked list. Now, what is a basically how we will create this node? You don't have any specific data type that will basically store the two things. That is, the suppose our data is an integer, the data and also the pointer. So for that, we usually use struct and class. Okay, so we will see how we will create our node. Now, in also we will see how we will convert an array to a linked list. So basically, also one important thing that I forgot was that to tell you that an array, what you must be aware of, what is an array? An array is basically a contiguous, oh sorry, this is not an array, it's linked list. So an array is basically like this, where we have elements that are placed in contiguous manner. Okay, so suppose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So also you the address of, suppose this is 10. So if it is of integer data type, yes, it is of integer data type, and it is taking 2 bytes. So this will be, this element's address will be 12, this will be 14, and so on. So basically what I want to say, what I meant by that is that basically the elements are stored contiguously inside the memory. So if you will look for x1, it will be give you 10, and similarly for 2 it will give you 12. So these are basically stored contiguously inside your memory. But where in case of a linked list, it is not like that. The elements are stored in random order inside your memory. But what basically keeps a track of your address is basically the pointer, that is basically holding the address of the next node. So suppose this is my node 1, and it is contains the data 1, and suppose there is another node that is somewhere at some other address, and it is suppose pointing to null. So basically, suppose this address is 12 and this address will be like 50. So these are not like contiguous. Okay, so this thing you should know. Okay, so this was all about the basics that I want to cover for today. So in the next video, we will see the implementation of the struct and the class, how we'll create our node structure or a class using C and C++ both, and also we will see how we'll convert an array to a linked list. So for now, you must revise what I had taught you in this lecture. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.